another person that has obviously helped you along the way. And I loved that when you were released by WWE, people were kind of saying to you, do a McIntyre. So what do? You reach out to Drew McIntyre and you get advice. I mean,
Yeah.
he kind of gave you advice, didn't he? And you followed that as a starting point to rebuilding after the release.
Yeah, Drew sent me like so much invaluable information that now 4 years later I still go back and read it just to get a little 3 years, however long it's been. I still go back and read what he said just to kind of refresh and, you know, make sure that I'm on the right journey and whatever else. And every now and again I'll like touch base with him, and, you know, up until an opportunity with WWE 6 months ago came up and I reached out to Drew and asked his advice, you know? So it's like he is always there as like a sounding board. And again, it's goes back to that, like, you have to visualize what you want. And it's like, well, I want for when girls get released in the future, that the narrative is do the Steph De Lander, right? I want to do that. I want what I do right now to be so like pivotal and important, I guess, that girls can look at me and go, oh shit, it doesn't mean that it's over if I get released. And to be honest, that already has started happening with like recently released girls kind of being like, hey, what did you do? Like, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? So that is cool. But yeah, for someone like Drew, it's like, I want to be the female Drew at some point. So how do I do that? Well, what better way than go straight to the source and ask him what he did and do my best to follow that. And yeah, that's what I've tried to do.
Yeah, and I mean, the special thing is, of course, when you were in NXT, you were, you know, as you rightly say in the book, property of WWE, where, you know, you start off in the iconic grey t-shirt, but you really are property, aren't you? And you are their intellectual property. You are an interpretation of what they think you should be. In the last few years, you have become Steph De Lander, and they can't really do much about that now because you've got it tattooed on your face, so they can't really hide it. So, you know, you have created the look, for presentation, the package, and I think that's a real difference between 5 years ago. You'd have never seen that in WWE, but like when Cody Rhodes returned, and it was the entire indie package and AEW package of Cody Rhodes. That was a bit of a game changer of like, oh, actually, you genuinely can bring all of what you've brought and what's made you popular in other organizations and bring them into WWE. I mean, if you know, if you turned up one night on NXT or on Raw or SmackDown, there'd be so much instant recognition for you because of the hard graft that you've put in. And you know, they're not daft. They're not going to miss that. You know, and they're watching, and you know, it's hard to miss you really with how prolific you might have been. I mean, you know, to be on the cover of PWI, which is pretty insane. Really, it's like you have kind of achieved so much on your bucket list, and obviously what you've done now with TNA as well. I just think it's a really great journey. It's a really powerful journey of self-belief